Six?
Six.
Six of season 2.
Six.
6 of season 2. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
You said 666.
Uh-oh.
It's getting spooky.
It's a spooky episode.
Because we got Halloween coming up.
Yes. Happy Halloween.
Exactly.
Ooh. That sounded very corny, but I wanted that to sound very corny. So if you thought that was corny, I wanted that. So joke's on you.
What are you doing for Halloween?
That's a good question. I don't even know. But you know what? They are doing a costume contest at my job.
Oh shit, yeah.
I noticed that there today, and like you could either do a single costume, or you can do a group costume.
Uh-huh.
And you can get like a $25 Amazon gift card. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do that. So now I'm trying to think of my costume.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Dude, I don't know. I was like thinking of like funny stuff. Like I've been DJ Khaled before. You know, I was like Draco Malfoy, like a wizard from Harry Potter, but I was Draco Brown Boy because he was not brown.
I like that. I remember in college you were Guy Fieri for 1 year.
Dude, that was honestly one of my best costumes.
That was a good one.
Guy Fieri was lit.
That was a really good one.
Spray painted my hair white that night. Yeah, it was
nice.
It was good. You were a nerd that night, I'm pretty sure.
I was a nerd that night.
Sexy nerd or whatever with your glasses.
Tool bag nerd, but it was honestly, I got so many compliments. I was in a relationship at a time and I had other girls hitting me up saying like, this is you? This is your costume?
Ooh.
I was just like, oh shit, don't start this right now,
It was
please.
Good. It was good. It was a good one.
That was a good one. But that one was one of my favorites.
You were Eminem
I was
freshman year.
Freshman year, yeah. I didn't like that one. Like me personally, I did not try. I just put a backwards hat on and a bandana. I didn't try at all.
Honestly, it looked fine.
It did.
It fit you well.
But no, so it was you were Biggie Smalls. I was Eminem. My roommate Kenny, who was here last week.
He was 50 Cent.
He was 50 Cent.
He had that bulletproof vest on.
And our one boy Hank was Mac Miller.
Yes.
It all worked out. It was fucking lit. Everyone was like, "You guys rappers?" We're like, "Yeah." It was fucking perfect. That was a good year.
Yes.
Actually,
do you remember? I think we were looking for like do-rags and shit, right? And I was like, "Yo, I know of this one spot, this like mini mart store." And you guys were like, "Yeah, Greg." And I'm like, "It has everything." I took you to a fucking poppy store, like in North Philly, and we walked
glow up LED lights.
Lights, bro. You wanted a hoagie, you can get a hoagie. If you wanted fucking Jordans, they had them in the back. Your favorite team's jersey, they had it too.
Bro.
They had household items.
Don't sleep on poppy stores, bro.
No.
Like they got everything. They got everything.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember that. That was so we were literally. Picture this. We're 20-year-olds riding around. No,
not even 20.
18.
We were 18 or 19.
18 or 19. Driving around North Philly. If you don't know what North Philly is, just Google it. Just Google it. And then you'll see what North Philly is.
People know what Philly is. Shout out to Philly sports right now.
Hell yeah, bro. Fightins. Go Fightins. 6-0. And we got a soccer team in the playoffs, baby.
Yes.
So, Philly's dangerous right now. It's lit and it's dangerous. As in, like, yo, if we win all 3 championships, the city's burning down and I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. It's going to be the worst they've ever done, probably.
Yeah. Like, when the Eagles won, we all saw that shit. It was fucking wild. If we hit a fucking triple.
The trifecta.
Bro, it's game over. And then if the Sixers do fucking well, there might not be even a city left by the time they win.
Yeah, but I don't think the Sixers are going to do that well. They lost yesterday in the first game.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to Halloween.
Yeah,
and,
so 18-year-olds drive around North Philly. We find this poppy store. We go in. Everyone around us just looking like, who the fuck are these kids and why are they here? And they didn't even have a fucking do-rag. I was so pissed.
That's wild that they didn't have a do-rag.
Out of all things, the one thing we needed, they didn't have.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up chalking the do-rags that night.
Yeah, I wore like a cap. We have the picture.
Yeah, we got a picture. You'll see it in the little fucking view right here.
Yes.
Yeah, like right here.
Maybe over here.
Or maybe up
or here.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Somewhere over here.
So yeah, that was another good year. And then what else?
I'm trying to think of other times. I actually wore, when I was like either in the fraternity or a pledger for the fraternity, I don't even think it was for Halloween. I think it was just for like some random fun party night.
It's probably one of those like Greek events or whatever.
Yeah, I wore a toga, but it didn't. I didn't look like I was in a toga. I looked like something else. If you know what I'm saying, like it just I had a beard too. Like I had another beard that they put on me, and I just wearing all white and shit. Right? It just it didn't go for the toe. I realized unless you're a white dude,
You can't pull that shit off.
You can't do a toga party if you're not white. Because when you see white dudes in togas, you're like, oh my god, they're just having a toga party.
Yeah.
But when you see brown dudes in togas, you're like, that might not just be a party. That might just be that might just be a hangout
That
or
might be a meeting.
You never know. But yeah, I did that one time, and then I couldn't recall a lot of times, but I think Guy Fieri is probably my best costume.
I think by far my favorite I've done. It's a tie between the two, but it was the past 2 years because I actually tried and I actually bought costumes, and I didn't just try to pick out shit from my closet and make it work. Last year I was Drago from Rocky. Yeah, the blonde Russian dude. I was him. That was lit. Everyone's fucking giving me compliments. I remember we were at the bar and another dude in the same outfit came up to me and he was actually fucking Russian. This dude fucking was big. He's like, come here. He's fucking dazzling me up. We took a pic together. Shit looked hot.
Shots of vodka.
Shots of vodka too. And then the year before that, I was a pilot. And that was a fun fucking year. A fun Halloween party and everything. Blacked out. Took flight.
Just a pilot or a sexy pilot?
I'm going to go with sexy just because.
Okay.
You got to just go with sexy.
Because you were wearing the costume.
It's because I was wearing the costume. Yeah. But yeah, so this year I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I want to be, but I'm just letting my girlfriend pick it out because obviously every guy who's got a girlfriend, if you're a guy and you got a girlfriend, you're probably gonna do a couple's costume.
Have you seen those cringe? They're like, oh, I don't want to do these costumes with my girlfriend. They have some cringe costumes out there, and
bro, Barbie and Ken, and I think that's gonna be our choice this year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to be that douchebag Ken, and I do not want to be that douchebag.
Are you gonna be shirtless Ken?
Fuck no. It's cold.
It is. Hose don't get cold.
Hose, you give them a little shot of Fireball, they're good for the night.
Yeah.
Not me.
What was the most classic Halloween? I feel like in college it was
Nerd and Schoolgirl. Let me think.
They would just put blood.
Superman.
Some people just put blood on their shit.
Superman was, or Clark Kent. Clark Kent was always an easy one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The funniest one fuck athletes. I knew dudes were oh, I'm just a soccer player. I'm wow.
You have those dudes that just put on a fucking basketball jersey.
Yeah,
or a football jersey.
I'm bro, that's you every weekend. Yeah, what are you doing?
You wear that shit all the time.
Yeah, but this weekend I am Embiid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think what are other classic ones.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be more creative this time around. I guess it's Halloween at this time of life. It's you just do Halloween parties.
Yeah,
which is fun. I do miss trick-or-treating though.
I do too.
I wish I could go around and people be yo, here's a burger, here's a fucking hot dog, man. And then you go and get the ice cream. At the end, someone's yo, I got an ice cream cone in a machine. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. I'll tell you, when I have a home that I have some big ass garage that I can get a nice ice cream machine, I will make ice cream for Halloween.
That's love.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do it because I would want that, man. I would want that.
Imagine you pull up to a house, they're yo, we're serving softies.
Yes, Mr. Softies in the garage.
Oh my god. Now, when you were trick-or-treating, did you when you had to sit there and wait for them to come out the door and give you the candy, or did you when they just left the bowl out on the
I would say I guess I did appreciate if I got a compliment on my shit.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I'd be yo, man, they're gonna like my shit, and I always made sure to turn on the charm.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, my sister would be oh, you always get all the candy. I'm yeah, because I'm sucking up. I'm oh my god. Or if they open their door and I'm oh my god, you got a cute dog or some shit. They're
mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so nice. Here you go. Have a little bit more. And I'm just mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how I got all my candy. My pillowcase was full, bro.
Bro, I remember one time I pulled up and this dude opens the door. He's yeah, step in for a sec. I'm going to go get the candy. Dude goes to his kitchen. I'm just sitting there waiting with whoever I was with. Bro, this fucking giant dog comes out of nowhere.
Oh, God.
He sees me. takes one look and just goes like the loudest bark in the world you ever heard. This man ran out of the kitchen. This dog starts running down the stairs towards me.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God. I just stood there frozen. I was like, is this a friendly dog?
Yeah,
like, he told me to come in. I guess it's okay. He tackles it midway through the living room. He's just like, just stand outside. Stand outside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm like, yo, why did he invite you? Dude, I didn't like that shit.
Yeah.
I would hate when they're like, oh, just step inside. I'll go grab the candy bowl. I'm like, yo, you don't have the candy bowl right there? Obviously, people are coming to the door all the time. I didn't like that shit. But, when I was young, I was like, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. I just want my candy.
That's it. There's so many witnesses. Like, no one's going to say anything.
I mean, I've experienced where, like, some people made their, like bottom floor, like, a haunted house.
Yeah.
Where it's like trick or treat, you got the trick.
Yeah.
And you would go through and see that stuff, which was pretty cool. But I'm like, they're just having a bunch of random kids going through their house. And like, growing up, I didn't always trick or treat in my neighborhoods. Like the neighborhoods I lived in, you're not, I don't know. It was just not many people celebrated it. We would go to other neighborhoods. My mom would drive us, or when my sister was old enough, she would drive us. And we would go to neighborhoods where we knew that they had a lot of decorations, a lot of people who give full-size candy bars, and that kind of stuff. That's the game,
There was every year when we were younger, we always remember which house had the best shit, so we would repeat. There was this one house 2 blocks away from my place. This dude gave out full-size, king-size Kit Kats, Snickers, you fucking name it. And then like right down the block, there was this house, like you were saying, they went all out. Like you get to their house, it's like smoky as shit. Fucking decorations everywhere, and it's like a maze just to get to the front door. And they had dudes dressed up in like costumes hiding in the bushes, scaring the shit out of you. And I was like, yo, this is sick, but I'm also shitting my pants, but I want that candy.
Yeah. Those people love that shit.
Oh yeah, they live for that shit. But nowadays, like, now it's just like, yo, you just go out to get fucked up.
Yeah, no. All right, I haven't really gone to a haunted house. I mean, I've experienced like haunted shit.
Same.
Yeah.
I've actually been to a haunted castle in Poland, where they say like if you come here at night, there's ghosts and shit. And, like
I believe that.
I do too. Yeah.
You believe in this? You believe in spirits and the
supernatural?
The supernatural? Yes.
100%. I believe
too.
I think you are naive if you don't believe in ghosts. I really do. I 100% fully believe in ghosts. They're like fucking aliens to me. They're real. They're out there.
I feel like they're around us,
24/7.
Yeah.
But do you have any like stories?
Oh, hell yeah, definitely.
Oh, let's hear it. Story time.
So this one, so growing up, background, just real quick. Growing up, I've always believed in that stuff, and I think especially when I was younger, I saw it more and felt it more. And as I got older, I kind of became distant with like supernatural, feeling that presence.
Yeah.
But I still do in some areas of, you can know if there's a different kind of energy where you're at, and you're like, this has to be supernatural.
Yeah.
You can't just, it's not like something, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Right? So I believe in that. And then when we went to college, like I'm not going to say who it is just to keep it.
We're keeping names out.
We're keeping names out for this. But I had a friend close. He, invited us to his house for the weekend. It was me and another friend, right? And we're going there, and a bunch of the rest of our friend group, we had a whole squad in college, right? This is freshman year of college. We had a whole squad, and we were like, all right, like 8 people were going to go to one friend's house. They went to her house, and then like the 3 of us went to our friend's house.
Right.
And we were going to meet up at her house and hang out later. So we go to his house, and he's like, hey, my house is haunted. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. And I'm sleeping there for 2 days. And I'm like, okay, it's haunted. That's okay. Like, what's haunted? And he was like, well, there's like a spirit here that they've experienced, and like even his friends play around with it. They have a guest room with like 2 twin beds where me and my one friend stayed at, right? So the other friend that's with us, who's also a guest, he's like, oh, I don't believe in that shit. We're like, okay, whatever. So he was saying that when they had sleepovers when they were kids, they've experienced, like him and his friends experience, like, things falling and feeling a presence, and they're afraid to stay in that freaking guest room. They only sleep on his floor, like in his bedroom with him. Or if there's a group of them, they can sleep in a group downstairs, maybe. So he has the specific seat in his living room. And he was like, this seat is just haunted. Like, don't sit there. It's not a good seat to sit at. He said he lost his virginity in that seat. And, you know, sex before marriage is against every religion, pretty much, right?
Right.
So he was like, he committed a sin there. And then there was a couple other situations where people who sat there just never were the same, right? So he's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's a seat. It's whatever. I believe in this stuff, but did I at the time believe that if I sat in that seat, I'm gonna be, you know, get something? Is something gonna affect me? No. The other friend who was like, yo, I don't believe in this shit, he was playing around. He's like, I'm just gonna sit in it the whole time. Sat in the seat every time. And we were hanging out throughout the day, played basketball, did some stuff, but he kept sitting in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just started playing around. He went into, like, he would go into the bathroom. And we were talking about just haunted stuff. Like, you know, if you say Bloody Mary 3 times looking in the mirror, I don't really know what happens.
I don't either, yeah.
But it's not good to say. So he was playing and doing shit like that. To me, I'm like, you know, it's not my religion. I was like, whatever, you know, you say what you say. But, you know, the friend's house that we were at, he was like, yo, don't say that. Stop saying that. So then at night, we were like, all right, this is the first night. So we're like, let's just play around. Let's play around. So we went to his basement, which is kind of haunted. It's kind of scary down there. And we sat in there in the pitch dark. And we were just talking. And throughout the day, our friend who sat in that chair, he just started becoming very quiet. He's originally a very talkative person. Yo, what's up? He wants to dap everyone up. He always wants to just talk. He wants to be loud. He wants to be known. He loves talking to people, fucking with people. He was so quiet. We were in the basement and we were like playing with, like, you know, we had our flashlights. And he kept saying Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary constantly. Where I'm getting chills right now just saying it. Just because it's messing with my head.
Yeah.
But he kept saying it. And he had the flashlight. We all have flashlights, but my friend put the flashlight on his face. And the whole eyes were black. Like, imagine if all of a sudden, like, we're in darkness, you shine a light on my face because I'm saying Bloody Mary and fucking around. My whole eye is black. All both of them. And you're like, what the fuck? We screamed.
Bro, I just got the fucking chills.
I'm getting chills right now talking about it. Yeah. We screamed.
Yeah.
And he was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And we're like, yo, your eyes were completely black. And he was like, nah. So then, you know, the first night, you know, we go to sleep. The whole night, I was with a friend who his eyes went black. My friend was in his bedroom. We're in the guest bedroom. He did not go to sleep at all. He was on his phone the entire night. And I just was so uncomfortable sleeping. I barely got sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So then the morning comes. We go and eat breakfast. Dude, he was just in bed. He came to breakfast. His dad made us, you know, our friend whose house we stayed at, his dad made us like bacon and eggs and stuff. He didn't eat. He didn't want to eat. Mm-hmm. He usually eats something.
Yeah.
He didn't eat anything. He was very quiet. He's like, oh, you know, I'm just not hungry. We're like, okay. Then we notice, like, he's very quiet. He's acting differently. We're going to meet up with our friends who were hanging out at the other friend's house. She lived about maybe like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we get in the car and we're like, yo, I'm sitting in the front seat. And we're like, yo, he hasn't been the same.
Uh-huh.
It was just a coincidence or not. We don't know. So we're driving and he just like starts playing with the radio station. And he puts on a gospel station. When he puts the gospel station in the back, our friend, he's coughing. And like literally coughing up like just like liquid, like bile. he's coughing and he can't stop. And it's like, we're like, yo, are you okay? And he's like, oh, I'm fine. But he keeps coughing with the gospel music. So he kept playing around. So he took, he went on to regular music, but he played the gospel music all the way down. We get to our friend's house. We see everyone, all of our friends.
Yeah.
We're just chilling, she's showing us around her house. Everyone was there. They had a different kind of day than we did. And then we're like, okay, let's all play cards together. And they kept asking us, like, hey, is he okay? We're noticing he's quiet. He's not his usual self. And I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of just been acting weird all day. Whatever. He's in a mood. Who knows? We're playing cards, and they're looking at his hands. His hands are gray. They are gray. It looks like there's like no life in his hands, and they were cold. So,
what the fuck?
That was that. He was quiet for the rest of the night. We left. We went back. He was like, yo, I'm not down to hang out tonight. I just want to go upstairs. So he goes to, the guest bedroom. And I'm talking with my friend, and I say, dude, I don't know what's going on, but ever since that thing, like, I feel like he could be possessed. Like, I can't believe it, but he's so different, unless he's acting very well.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable sleeping in that room. I slept with him in his room.
Oh, shit.
To not stay with that friend. The next morning, he's so quiet. I drive us back to campus. We get back to the room. And, I go to who I stayed with. I go to his room. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on? He goes straight to his room. Doesn't say a fucking word to us the whole morning. And even when we get there. It's uncomfortable. It's one of those situations you don't even want to ask.
Yeah.
He later comes back to the room. And he's like, yo, I don't feel okay. I think there's something wrong. I think it got me. And we're like, are you serious? And he's like, yes, like for real. Like, I do not feel okay. He's like, I'm coughing a lot. And he's like, my skin is cold. Like, everything we noticed, we saw it. So I'm like, dude, this dude is either fucking Johnny Depp or this is real. He's no Johnny Depp. So my friend's house who we stayed at, he calls his dad because his dad is very rehearsed and knows, the religion of Catholicism. And I don't know if he's a minister. I'm not really sure, but he may be ordained. I think he's ordained.
Right.
So he gives, my friend a verse from the Bible to read, or I don't know what they call it, verse, I guess.
Yeah, you're good.
So he gave us a whole procedure on what to do. So he had our friend sit down, and we had to open the window. You open the windows, so when the spirit leaves, it can go out somewhere. If you don't open a window, it's going to stick around. It could take someone, I don't know. It could take someone else. So he said the verse, and he said it so well. And it was literally an exorcism in a dorm room.
Holy shit. I never knew about that part.
In your dorm room. Okay?
No.
So after that, our friendship with him has not been the same.
I know.
He changed. He we lived with him. I lived with him 2 years later.
He was just never the same kid.
He was never the same. He kind of went downhill. His grades went down. He got depressed. Our friendships were never the same with him. He dropped out. I don't even know if he finished school. And I feel like that whole thing was a complete fucking 180, dude.
Yeah. I know exactly who this kid is. And when Amir says, like, he was a very talkative, like, happy-go-lucky, like, needed attention kind of kid, like, he's not exaggerating. This kid was, like, fucking talking to everyone, it's crazy. And I remember that weekend, because I think I went home.
You went home.
Yeah. I went home, and I came back, and everyone was just so, like, different. And I remember you guys telling me, and I was just like, at first I was just like, this kid's just fucking with them. Because, like, that's the kind of person he is. Like, he would do that. But, like, then when I saw him, like, and I started talking, I was just like, wait, like, Why would he be dragging this out? I don't even. I wasn't even there. He probably doesn't even know that I know. Why is this like still happening? So yeah, like I 100% believe it. I 100% believe he got possessed or some shit went down with him.
Something went wrong, and my thing is like you could believe it or not, but I saw it. You know, I saw it. I experienced it. Just telling it, I felt weird just saying it, dude. Like
I'm getting just chills and like I even feel like weary about it. Like like this kind of story just like hits you, you know.
And I think that the craziest thing is just seeing how the aftermath of it is still happening. And who knows? I haven't talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know we maybe talked to him for like 5 seconds before, right? But ever since then, it hasn't been the same. And I'm like, it has to be. Like I saw it with my own eyes, and I really do want to follow up with that friend and find like that Bible verse and like see that process.
Yeah.
But dude, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's like my biggest like supernatural where I still see how it affected that person.
Yeah, because you know shit like that like can ruin a whole person's life, low key.
Yeah, dude, and it changed mine.
Yeah, it changes your perspective. Don't fuck with the fucking. Yeah. Don't fuck with spirits, man.
Don't mess with stuff. You know, just like that haunted place that you were talking about in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go fuck with it, like you're gonna poke a bear.
Yeah.
And you never know. You never know what it's gonna do to you. And the thing is, the craziest part is if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. But if you do, and if maybe you don't, and it does something to you, who's gonna believe you?
Yeah.
You know.
Just at the end of the day, fucking respect it.
Yeah.
Respect it. So
going here.
Yeah. So I also have like a little story like that too. So my freshman year, we lived in this dorm room called St. Newman. Amir lived there as well. And before St. Newman was a dorm, it was
an orphanage.
An orphanage, and I think it was an all-girls orphanage too. So it got shut down because there was just rumors that like the nuns weren't treating the kids right. There were some deaths that happened, and like that place wasn't meant for children at all. It was fucking like all the RAs would always like tell us these stories like in our orientation sometimes, or like whenever we're just hanging out in like the lobby about like you know like what happened previously, like to St. Newman, like what was going on. And like everyone always would say on campus, like people from St. Newman, like they're just a different breed. Mm-hmm. Like we were all the way at like this corner, like the corner of the campus.
All the way at the bottom.
Yeah, everyone else was in North End, where everyone was like together. Like everyone's like a 5-minute walk, and then there's St. Newman all the way at the bottom. So there was always just something weird shit that was always going on with us. Not saying that you fucking lived there, you're fucked up for life. Like you know, like it was still fun. It was still lit. We had a great time. But I remember this one night, it was me and my roommate. We were like getting ready to go to bed because like we just kicked everyone out of our our dorm. And we were like, yo, it's time for bed. So we're like just talking to each other, just hanging out a little bit. And then we're like, all right, good night, good night. And as soon as like we both say good night, lights are off, we hear like a little like, hey. And I was just like, what'd you say? He's like, no, what'd you say? I'm like, no. I didn't say anything. You just said something. Like I heard you loud and clear. It's like, he turns his lamp on right away. He's like, dude, I swear to God to you, I did not say a fucking word. And I was just like, what the fuck was that? It sounded like a little child's voice.
Oh, and God. That shit freaks me out.
And I looked over into the corner, and that noise came from like right in front of his bed where he has this treasure chest.
Oh, God.
So we were like, okay, whatever. Maybe we just heard someone in the hallway. We go back to bed. We hear another fucking like little. It wasn't even like a word. It was just like a sound, like a little girl, like not even. It was like in distress. I wouldn't say like moan or anything, but just sounded like a little girl was in stress. And it came from the exact same spot. And it happened like within the next 5 minutes. And we just get up and we just sat there for like hours with the lights on. Like I'm not going to bed.
Yeah.
We just kept staring at that one little spot in front of his bed where that treasure chest was. Mind you, this is the treasure chest he brought from his house.
Oh my God. That's from the house. the same house where where the other friend got possessed from. Dude, it's
It creeps me out because
that's
like
no coincidence either.
it's no coincidence at all, and it just creeps me out because one, the whole history of, like from that house. Like if you talk to a lot of people from like when they're religious and like they talk about spirits, like when someone dies, they die in like a certain spot or like in a certain room, their spirit like never leaves that area.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it was just so present in that one spot specifically, it just didn't stick with me. So like if we had that person on right now, he'll tell you the exact same story because he was there and he night is day, like he remembers it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, it would be good. I'm sure he'll come on and talk about it because it'd be good to get his perspective and, you know,
other things he's witnessed.
Yeah, and you know, it's that kind of stuff. It's like, and when I think about Newman,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you were on the first floor too,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that ground there, and it was always a weary place.
It was you like living there. Yeah, it was probably like not the nicest conditions, but also just like walking around there sometimes, walking there like alone when you were coming back from like a late night class, like it just like felt like a fucking like haunted prison.
Yeah, man.
So one last story I have with like supernatural stuff where like the whole time I just felt like a presence with me.
Yeah.
Was when I was in Poland traveling and I took some friends with me and their dad. And we went to Auschwitz and we went to the concentration camp. Bro, on the drive there and up, everything's fine. We're feeling good. Like, yeah, we're a little hungover from the night before going out. The moment you get there and you walk through that fucking gate, it just feels like a fucking heavy, like giant chain is just put on you. And you're just like, you just feel so weary and slow. And like, I can't even describe the feeling. But I remember we went into this one spot. It was a cell block. I forget what cell block it was, but it was all the way towards the end of the corner where they would line up all the prisoners and shoot at them.
Oh my god!
And then right next to it, at the bottom, like there was a cell block right next to it in a little building. You go all the way down to the basement. That's where they kept some of the prisoners. And this wasn't a fucking prison. Like they were kept in like rock chain. Like it was like the grossest fucking rock walls, blood stains everywhere. It smelled like dead bodies. Like it smelled like something just fucking died. And the whole time you're walking through there, you want to get out. The whole time you're in there, you just want to get the fuck out. And like that whole time, like my two friends, they told me like the moment they walked in there, they're like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. This fucking creeps me the fuck out.
I can't imagine that energy and
it's like that's why when I was there, that like kind of just solidified for me. Like, yo, there's shit around us that we can't see, we don't know.
Especially if you're like in an area or somewhere where somebody died.
Yeah.
And like if you feel that presence, you know, you can get especially when you find out.
Yeah.
Like it's scary.
That's why I never want to buy a house that had like someone die in it.
Yeah, I know. They go for so cheap though.
I know.
That's probably like most Airbnbs people stay in. They're like, yo, somebody died in this joint. I'm gonna buy it for shit money and then I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna Airbnb it.
But dude, there's people that fucking like they live for that shit. They want to stay in haunted house. They want to stay in this like just for like they get like a high off that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when I was younger, I'd watch this one show that was called like Ghost Hunters or some shit. I forget what it was, but it was basically dudes just drive around like to all these haunted.
I watched that shit, yeah.
Yeah, and they all talked to these people that had like haunted experiences, and they're just trying out there to like find it. And like half the time you just be like, oh bro, they heard like a little knock. That's a fucking ghost.
Yeah. It would be like in the night vision cam,
yeah,
right? And
then
they would and they'd be like, oh my god.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Oh my god, I definitely caught that on camera. And like that shit made people like, this is such bullshit.
Yeah.
And we're like fucking feeding into it.
Yeah.
But there is some real shit out there. I'm sure there's other people out there that have crazy ghost stories. So if you do, fucking let us know. I want to hear it.
Yes, we would love to hear it.
Oh, fuck. So
yeah. I'm feeling eerie right now.
I'm feeling very eerie as well. But, you know, it's that time of the year. Like Halloween, honestly, is such a weird tradition if you think about it.
It is.
Like you're literally you dress up in these costumes. I don't know the whole story about it.
I don't really know either.
But like you dress up in these costumes, you walk around people's houses, take free candy, and then get fucked up.
Yeah, and adults just get fucked up.
Yeah.
In costumes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, kids aren't going around getting candy and then getting hammered at home.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not what I was trying to say.
Bash is like my kids.
Yo,
Getting
whoever
fucked
comes
up.
back with the biggest bag of candy, they're doing a keg stand.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you guys got to take 6 shots of tequila, you pieces of shit.
Oh God.
Oh, man. Wow. Halloween, yo.
Yeah, man. Happy Halloween, bro.
Happy Halloween to you, too.
I don't have candy here for you. I have some Chex Mix here that you can have, man. But you know,
appreciate it,
there
bro.
you go, trick or treat.
Oh.
Till next time.
Till next time. I hope this episode kind of scared you a little bit.
Yeah, it scared me.
It scared me too.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. Fuck. I don't want to sleep. I want to go home and sleep by myself now.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll probably sleep in the same bed. It's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna cuddle tonight.
Yeah.
We have to. With a
But-
big comforter.
Yeah, with a big one, freshly washed too.
Yeah, until
Peace.
next time, peace out.
Peace.